get started. I'm going to record just so that I can make sure that I deliver to you as much of the content as I can today as well. So, and yeah, I will keep an eye out for anybody who wants to join here for latecomers. So, okay, so I really just want to, I want to address that we're going to touch on a few different things today. We're going to definitely touch on intuitive body cues, how to listen to your body when it comes to the correct eating choices and even just other choices in your life. There's going to be some hands-on tools. It is an interactive experience. So at some point we're going to get up and practice these. So and then, we're also going to look at a few other elements of seasonal eating and also liver health. So, and why these are essential for you to kind of pre-plan well in advance for your fertility. So I'm really excited that you've joined us today. This is something that has been a long time coming for me to birth into this world. I've gone through my own contraction and expansion experiences with this, with delivering this content to you. And, it really hit home when it was a couple weeks ago that a girlfriend of mine and also former client of mine, we've worked together for years and we became really good girlfriends. She had shared that one of her best friends had tried 5 rounds of IVF. So I'm not sure who here have you gotten to the point of trying IVF at all? I'm just curious. Can you leave it in the chat so that I can know like where my mamas are at? Because I'd like to know where you're at. I want to see like where you're at in your progress. Because when it comes to IVF, there's so many things, not that it's wrong, it's just that when it gets to that point, there's so many other things that could have maybe been introduced before getting to that point, right? I mean, who here has actually heard about how women, like when they finally stop trying to get pregnant, then they finally get pregnant? Have any of you heard about that? Have any of you known people that have done that? Let me know, like in the chat. I'd love to hear like if you have had that experience. Yes. Okay. So no, just learning. Okay, cool. Okay. Yeah. So no IVF. Okay, great. Yeah. I mean, IVF is really intense. I mean, it's a lot of chemicals in the body and what a lot of women don't know. Okay. So people have not tried IVF yet. Okay, great. Okay. Lots gave up trying and got pregnant. Yeah. Right. So right, there's all these women out there that when they actually give up, they finally get pregnant. So, what is to that, right? I mean, a big factor is the stress, right? So, in this webinar, we're going to talk about why stress does impact your liver health and how the liver health is really the umbrella concern as to where you're at in your fertility. Thank you for sharing, Miss Janet and Miss Sam as well. So, yeah, I mean, it's a thing, So let's see, I just want to make sure that, okay. So, really, while you're showing up to this webinar, you're really saying that you are ready to prepare your body, right? However, so be it, you're open to experiencing something different, something new. And that's exactly where I'm going to, guide you through this webinar. So I'll touch a little bit on housekeeping. So basically, like I said, it's going to be less than 90 minutes. I do invite those ladies who do like to take notes, please. I've learned that there's 2 different types of learning styles, really. There's the kinesthetic, where we watch and we view things happening, but then there's those who need to write notes down, right? So wherever you are in your learning process, I do invite you to grab a pen and paper. I'll definitely be sending you some notes at the end, but there's a lot of juicy wisdom that is throughout this webinar that may open up some things for you that I'd love for you to take home, okay? So there is going to be a replay that I'm going to mail out by tomorrow. So look for that in your mailbox as well. And I really would like to invite you to just show up to learning today. So please like X out of any, tabs on your computer or anything that may be a distraction. Of course, like that beautiful baby of yours, Miss Bethany, please, like, I'm sure he's learning stuff just listening to us too. So I'm so excited to meet him in person. Oh my gosh. So funny thing is about Miss Bethany is she had shared with me that what I had taught her last year through the fertility detox that we went through, her son is actually now cooking and helping her in the kitchen with the things that I've guided her through all of that. And I love hearing about that because he's learning how to have a healthy lifestyle as a baby too. And again, like, if you're ready to get pregnant, like who here is like ready to get pregnant? I'm just curious. Like, please type like yes in the chat because I want to know like where you are at for sure. I got that you like, IVF has not been tried. Um, we definitely know some mamas. Okay, so Miss Eden is absolutely ready to get pregnant. Cool. Okay, great. Yes, ready, Miss Janet. Okay, great. Yay. I know, right? Man, I cannot share. Like, I've been thinking about being a mom since I was probably 15. But then it really escalated when I was about 28, 29. And I was just like, oh my God, I'm ready to like really prepare myself. Okay, cool. So we have two ladies that are absolutely ready. Miss Sam is totally ready as well. Okay, beautiful. Yay. Okay, great. Awesome. Okay, we'll definitely like stay engaged with this and we'll be dropping into the content here soon. So like I said, I'll definitely be introducing some freebies throughout the whole thing and as well in the emails afterwards. So let's see. And again, for I think I had one or two latecomers, but I just want to share, my name is Christiane Solaris. I'm an epigenetic fertility specialist, and I do focus on, helping women fast track their fertility by getting their body, their mindset, and their overall emotional and spiritual health in alignment now, to be baby ready for when you want to be, okay? Now, I'd love for everyone to just take a deep breath, because I'd like to take a deep breath right now. And let's just drop in and ground in. So, I'd like to take one more deep belly breath because that felt really good. I'd love for us all, where you're at today, to take one of your hands on your heart and take one of your hands on your womb, either which way, whatever's comfortable for you, okay? And I'd like you to just close your eyes and drop into your body, drop into your heart space, drop into your womb. Let's start by taking a deep belly breath into our womb space and allowing the belly to rise as if you're filling a balloon up in your belly. Allowing your belly to fill up first, and that gradual exhale, allowing a decompression of the body, a release. Another expansion into the belly allows the body to fill all the way up to the top. And once again, a slow and steady exhale and release. And on this next breath, I invite you to hold the breath, doing the same, breathing in slowly, deeply. Hold the breath at the very top, okay? Now take another big full body sip of air in. And hold this breath as long as you can right now, okay? The length of the breath hold is important. Allow your thoughts to drop into your body, into your womb space. Allow yourself to be present with the sensation of that expansion, holding at least for 30 seconds if you can. And for those who have already released, please refill yourself back up. And in this space of suspension, just notice how your body is feeling right now. Notice if there's any tension being held on in any spaces and any crevices. And just allow your body to exhale whenever that may be. And now tuning into your heart space wherever your hand is placed. Breathe now into your heart. And exhale. As if you're holding your heart space, the space of intention for you to set today. I invite you to set a seed of intention, that vision of what you want as a mother in the future or now, Tune into the experience of being to hold your baby in your arms, to see their beautiful smile, a reflection of your own, and that deep motherly connection to that which you've already and always have known that you've wanted to be. A mother, a precious goddess mother, here to guide this new world into health and wellness with every action that you take. So breathe into your heart space as that mother. Connect deeply with that space within you, that sacredness. And remember your intention for being on this call today. That future that you want to create for yourself. And I ask that that may lead you and guide you to receive the wisdom that I'm here to share with you today. I'm deeply vested in your health and the future health of this planet. And I do hope that you enjoy the content that I'm here to share with you today. So please feel free to open your eyes whenever. And I hope that that drop-in was able to at least guide you into a bit of a beautiful start to the rest of your evening or the rest of your day today. So let's get started. How was that for everyone? Were you able to drop into your heart space and that vision? I'd love to know. Please let me know in the chat. How was that? Beautiful. Yeah, so grateful. Was that able to help you like ground it all right now? I'd love to know your experience of that session. Yes, good. Awesome. Beautiful, thank you. Lovely. All right, queens. Let's get started here. Can everyone see the screen, the 3 proven strategies? Give me a yes if that's the case, please. Yes, okay, great. Okay, wonderful. All right, so this talk is going to be about strategies to eat the right way to improve your fertility health. So I would love to share with you truly the reason why I do this. This is my mom, Miss Bonnie Gale. I found out when I was 15 years old that my mom, it took her 6.5 years to get pregnant with me. And, you know, she went through multiple different miscarriages. And I really, at 15, it really hit and struck a chord within me that women are out there. Oh, I have another. Welcome, Miss Karina. We're just getting started here. So basically with my mom, you know, it took her 6.5 years to conceive me. And when I found this out when I was 15, I literally walked outside and broke down crying in the middle of the street because I was able to see that it wasn't just my mom that went through this, was going through this, but it was other women out there that are having a hard time getting pregnant. And it really struck a huge chord within me to want to make a difference in this world for the women, you know, to make sure that they didn't feel like it was ever their bodies that was letting them down to get pregnant. Okay. So what I'd love to share, you know, this is me on the other side of the camera. My name is Christiane Solaris. Like I said, I'm an epigenetic fertility specialist. I do focus on a trimester 0 protocol. again, that time before you are wanting to get pregnant, to best prepare your body, your mind, and your spirit. And really where I come from, my background in research and biotechnology bridges with the spiritual healing that I've also been very much vested in the last 8 years for my own personal journey. And I'm really here to just, share what I can to soon to be moms, to really help them see what else is possible out there that you or your friends may or may not have tried already. So I do want to ask, one question for you all, and I'd love to hear where you are at with this. How often do you actually think about becoming a mom? Let me know in the chat, because I mean, for me, I basically think about it every day. Yes, Eden. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Okay, right. I think about it every day too, girlfriend. Every day. Yes, Sam. Yeah, I can't tell. Like, I mean, even it's more than just like knowing that you want to be a mom, but it's literally like thinking like I want my baby. I want my children, right? So who else can agree to that, I mean, and because of this question, because I've always known that I've wanted to be a mom as well, like I've made every choice as best possible to try to prepare my body in advance to do so. So, really, I want to be transparent that, I just want to make sure, like, okay, yeah, so you can see the screen. So I want to be transparent that it really can take up to 2 years to prepare your body, ladies. And I don't know, for those who have been trying, that you are absolutely ready right now. It's about many different things to prepare yourself to get there. So it's not just about getting the birth control out of your system as well. So it's really about mind, body, spirit balance. So, okay, really. So, so this webinar is for you. Okay. And I just want to support you because, these are the types of women that I work with, right? So you are trying to conceive and it hasn't happened yet, right? Or you're just starting to consider having a child in the future, right? So, like we definitely have, different places where we're coming from. So now I'd love to start us off just to consider, right? Tuning into that vision, tuning into that intention, with holding this quote by Dr. Levery of Nam Yoga in your mind and your heart. So a mother's job begins long before pregnancy, wherein she can purify her body, thoughts, feelings, and emotions to become a pure vessel for her child. So, and again, like, that's why I at least suggest that, like giving yourself a proper time frame, 3 to 4 months before you actually want to be pregnant, to kind of, do some housekeeping on your body, right? So I'd love to introduce one of my, like I was mentioning earlier, my friend slash former client. We started doing work together, gosh, like 5 years ago, Maya. So at the time she was 38 and she had been trying for 4 years to get pregnant. Okay. Both her and her partner were really just kind of maxed out emotionally. They were going through a lot of stress amongst them, and then also their surrounding family. And I was leading a yoga retreat at the time in Sedona. And when both her and her partner came out, I, guided them through both emotional clearing as well as nutritional counseling. And, we got really present to what their needs were on the trip. So by that point, though, like she kind of was in a space of like needing to take time to herself. So what she did is she kind of took a step back. She recalibrated her health and her emotional state and mindset as well. And sure enough, when she got back together with her partner, she got pregnant. So, and again, like, those who mentioned earlier, like, some ladies that have actually gotten pregnant just by like chilling things out, right? This was a prime example of it, right? So, I really just love working with her. She got pregnant holistically. Right when they got back together. And, I just loved watching her and her partner journey through that process. So really, when it comes down to it, my true passion, my core passion for you ladies here is what I don't want for you, right? Is I don't want you to have long-term lifestyle effects. And this is in consideration of any fad diets that are out there, including enemas and fasting. That is a conversation that I definitely hold when I kind of get down to looking at your own assessment. I'll talk about that later when it comes to what I'm here to support you with the consultation at the end that I'll offer you. But what I also don't want for you is a ton of money and time wasted. Okay, through my journey of healing my body, I've spent thousands of dollars on supplements. Who here is like kind of a supplement junkie that like thinks like, oh, this supplement worked for somebody? Type yes in the chat. I want to hear like where you're at with it. Okay, Ms. Eden, supplement junkie. All right. I've always felt like there needs to be some type of like kind of supplement junkie anonymous type of like group. I know it's ridiculous, but I'm serious. Like I literally feel like, yes, supplements galore, Janet. Okay. Yeah. So like, I mean, I like always felt like I can just take all these supplements. Oh, that worked for that person, right? That worked for this person. And I could take this supplement and feel better, right? And some of them kind of worked, you know, but some of them didn't. And some of them proved itself to be very harmful. And I had no idea. So until I like went through experimenting with it. So this is what I want for you is I don't want you to waste time and I don't want you to waste a ton of money. I don't want you to waste thousands of dollars on supplements because all of that is not necessary when you have a clear cut plan of approach to your fertility health and the body that you need to be baby ready. Okay. So also any unresolved health issues like gut or hormonal or immune system issues. So I'll touch on one thing as we start off here is that I've healed myself of, I don't know if any of you know what HSV is. I don't know if any of you have HSV or if you know of, and you don't even have to say that you do or not, but for those ladies that are open to talking about it, please feel free. I've healed myself, and what HSV is herpes. It's herpes too, it's genital herpes. I've healed myself from genital herpes, okay? That's a virus that the doctors say is incurable. And I've gone to doctors and I've said, I've healed myself. And they said, oh, that's not possible. And I'm like, well, you want to bet? Like I haven't had a breakout in years. And all I've used is not just a simple approach to my diet to make sure my immune system was level. You know, this is what I think. To be a mom every single day, I approach it from an immune system standpoint. Okay. So anyways, haven't had a breakout in years. And also blood tests are not showing that I have herpes anymore. So I've healed my body of that. And so, and I don't know if you know that HSV is an issue when it comes to delivering a child as well, but that's there. And for those who aren't willing to, you know, if you have it or if you want to talk about it, I'm here for you. Okay, so we can talk about it later. And another thing that I don't want for you is to spend $20,000 on an IVF treatment, girlfriend. Like that is not necessary. The stress that comes with that money can go into a house for you, okay? And a beautiful baby crib. So really the three strategies that I'm going to approach for you today and address for you today is really a healthy liver lifestyle, what that looks like and why it's important, how to resync your body to its natural rhythm using food as medicine. I also use herbs as medicine as well. And also learning to trust your body with intuitive body cues. So I see, ha, yeah, okay, right. From Ms. Eden. So, you know, please let me know if any of these, like what interests you in these. Like I want to be able to focus as much energy on any of these that, you know, any of like that really spark an interest or hypothalamic amenorrhea. Wow. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So that's definitely something that can be addressed, especially with liver health as well, Miss Eden. So definitely pay attention with the liver health. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So why a healthy liver for fertility? There is a lot of text on this slide. Please don't read all of it. Okay. I don't want to keep busy up your mind right now. But the biggest factor is to look at is your liver, right? and your stomach, your digestive tract, why we focus on our digestive tract, why we focus on everything that we consume in our body, whether it be water, whether it be the food that we eat, or even the bath water that we take a bath in or shower in. Okay. So why is because our body has this process to digest things that come in, right, and go out, right, obviously. But the liver is a huge player in how our body processes toxins and gets rid of them. Okay, so I don't know if you know this, but the liver has two jobs, and we're going to go in this on this next slide. Come on. Okay, so your liver has two jobs. The function of your liver, it either creates bile for fat digestion, or it regenerates and cleans itself. Okay, obviously these are pictures of a healthy liver on the left and a liver that is absolutely unhealthy on the right. This is cirrhosis, but basically this is what happens, is that the liver takes in so much toxins and tries to heal itself and regenerates itself. But what happens is when it's producing bile to break down fat that's in your diet, it cannot regenerate and clean itself. Does that make sense? Type yes in the chat if that makes sense. I really want you ladies to get this point. So, okay, great. Okay. Miss Eden says yes. Who else? Do you get this? Everyone else? Yes. Okay, great. So yeah, so our liver, it does have two jobs. Okay. So the bile helps mobilize the fat, helps break down the fat. Okay. And then when it's not producing the bile, such as like when we fall asleep at night, it's cleaning itself, it's regenerating itself. Okay. So what is it that we have to look out for? It's not just the food that we consume. It's not just the toxins that we drink, or possibly consume through the beauty products or the cosmetics that we're using. Okay. I see time and time again, so many of my clients actually show up using over the counter, synthetic type, all natural type of products that are marketed that way. Like I was at the gym, right? Every single product on the TV that's being marketed as natural, or organic, or gluten-free, or those are just keywords that are being used to grab your attention. Oh, that's a hot topic word. Okay. No, until you learn to actually read the ingredients and to apply this kind of wisdom to your reality, then you can have some big breakthroughs, queens. So the liver has two jobs. Okay. So we're moving forward. So we're going to talk about how it gets congested though. Okay. It's not just the toxins. It's not just through the water, right? The water has metals in it, has chemicals that they treat the water with. I don't know where you live in London or in Ireland, ladies, but in California, especially Southern California, which is where Dee's at, and I don't know about you, Miss Bethany, but they treat the water over here because, in order to get the water down to Southern California to have it be drinkable, and even the water that's in the local area, they treat sewage water with different chemicals. Do they do that over in London and over in Ireland, ladies? God, I hope not. But please let me know, because I'm interested. This is a crazy reality, to be honest, that I feel that we're living in. But do they do that, Miss Sam or Miss Eden? And whoever the young lady from Ireland is? BN, yes, they do. Interesting. Okay, not sure. Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. I started crying thinking about this yesterday, because it's just, okay, don't know. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's just horrific, right? The water is sewage water that's treated, that the people bathe in, right? So anyway, so we just need to be extra careful and cautious as to what we're doing to our bodies. So really, and this picture cut off, but how else it gets congested is through viruses and bacteria. Now, I want to touch on a little bit of insight that, so here's some beautiful bacteria. I studied microbiology in college. What was an eye-opener is that a lot of this wisdom when it comes to the liver health function and viruses and bacteria is coming from, I don't know who's heard of medical medium, Anthony Williams. He does talk about how, think about it, when we go out to restaurants and we open a door and we touch the table, right? And we're touching these menus that may not have been wiped down, right? We are getting, and transferred bacteria and transferred viruses from other people. And what happens to bacteria and viruses as they transfer to another person, they mutate, right, into a different strain, right? So Anthony Williams, who here has heard of Anthony Williams? Type yes in the chat, or that you've heard about him. I'm curious because a lot, there's kind of three big factors of nutritional health coaching I coach from, and Anthony Williams is a big factor of it. So he talks about how these invade our body and our liver tries to process and clear them out, but they get backed up, okay? They get backed up into the liver and then the body can't release. So, and it's not just viruses and pathogens, but it's also heavy metal, toxic waste from our waters. It's supplements that we've taken, it's antibiotics. It's also heavy metals, right? All of these heavy metals that we pick up through even the air that we breathe. And even the exhaust, right? When walking right by a car, we breathe this in. And guess what metals do in the body, ladies? It does this at the bottom right. Oop, I apologize. It does this at the bottom right. What is this? This is rust, okay? Think about what we're 80% water, okay? So when metal is in the body, wherever it goes, whether it's in the liver, whether it transports through the blood because the liver is backed up all the way to the brain, this metal is sitting in your body rusting. It's producing this sludge, okay? So all of this is what we need to clear out of our body with strategic approaches, with strategic eating, with healthy lifestyle, with different types of cleanses, okay? And with truly a healthy liver conscious lifestyle is really what I'm here to share with you. So really, how can we heal this? Okay. And again, this wisdom is going to be provided to you in a pamphlet at the end, all of these tips, right? So how we can heal is to focus on the low to no fat foods. The reason why is, again, because when your body's not producing bile to break down the fat that say I'm eating on my avocado toast. I know avocado toast is a thing. It is absolutely delicious. Okay. People feel really good having their high fat stuff in the beginning of the day. Well, that's because it provides a sustained energy. But what it does is it stops the liver from focusing on healing and regenerating itself. Okay. So as little to no fat as possible, ladies, is a big factor. I don't know if you're on a keto. I don't know if you've tried a keto. Who here, let's see, what is the best time to eat fats? I'm glad that you asked, because we're going to talk about that next, Ms. Eden. But I don't know if you ladies are a fan of keto or not, but to me, what I see a lot of fad diets, and again, this is a lifestyle thing that can make a drastic impact, long-term standing, but keto is terrible for your liver, okay? You may not see the results now, but we will absolutely see the results soon thereafter, okay? Our bodies are designed to eat food, whole food, to heal itself as medicine, the way that our bodies were designed from the moment humans came onto this planet, okay? So now eat little to no fat foods, and we want to strategically eat fats. So Eden, you're asking what time is the best time to eat fats? If you eat fats, eat it at the end of the day, right before bed, your last meal of the day, okay? The reason why is because your body is able to assimilate still before you go to bed, okay? And then during your sleep, your liver is finalizing the rest of the fat through your blood, through your metabolism and processing it. And then you have the rest of the night and into the next day for your liver to regenerate and heal itself. The longer you can wait for fat to come into your daily, eating regimen, the better for your body, okay? So the next one is to manage emotional stress. Why? Because when we experience trauma and PTSD, I know this for a fact. 5 years ago, I went through PTSD because I was emotionally distraught from a relationship. Our liver can act up and cause major issues for our body. And we got to get emotional health and mindset in control in order to help our body and our liver heal. Now, also another time to sleep is between 10 p.m. and 12 a.m. Okay. This is highly recommended because our body, and then again, I also approach it from a seasonal perspective too. So during the winter, when there's not as much daylight, right, in the northern hemisphere, we want to go to bed early, right? Minimize the lights, right? But again, I go deep into this, so I'm not going to give you so much because it's so much content. And living a healthy liver's lifestyle, what that looks like. What that looks like, I'm going to actually give you a document right here. So this little picture, I'm going to pop into the chat. I hope it can transfer over. Okay, no, it can't. I'm just going to give you a link where you can get this. So basically, I'm going to give you a link that has a list of foods that are troublemaker foods. The image itself is saying to heal for chronic illness. And this is, again, medical medium context. However, this document shows foods to avoid optimally for your liver health. Yes, it talks about how dairy, canola oil, gluten, pork, soy, farmed fish, and even eggs and corn, ladies, are all detrimental for your liver health. In this link, he's going to talk about why these foods are not good for you. And again, it's not just about chronic illness, but it's about preventative health for when you want to have your baby. Okay. And I know a lot of this is like really, out there, but it is absolutely applicable. And I guarantee that if you've been having troubles getting pregnant, you may want to look at what you're putting into your body, specifically around these foods. And lastly is the ABCs of fertility health is always be cleansing. Have an eye out for how to cleanse and heal your body. Okay. There is a significant strategy that is optimal to cleanse your liver. I'm really excited because I will be offering a fertility cleanse, I believe next month, most likely, that specifically will guide you through a 9-day detox, upwards of a 30-day detox, because I look at mind, body, spirit balance. So we'll talk about that. But if you're interested in that cleanse, type yes, because I'd really love to know so I can keep you in mind for that cleanse. How does the liver affect getting pregnant? So basically what the liver does is it processes all the toxins in your body, right? Everything that you put in, including Miss Eden, great. So including all the foods, right, that we put in, right? And then what happens is that if it gets backed up with toxins, with heavy metals, with viruses, with bacteria, then it basically is shunting proper nutrition, proper like health and vitality through your blood supply to the rest of your body, i.e. your reproductive system. Okay. So all of these organs get backed up, not just the liver, but what happens is the liver starts to it's like the garbage disposal. Okay. It's our best friend. Okay. So if it can't do its job by cleansing itself, by regenerating itself, because it's producing bile and to break down fat all the time, then it's getting backed up. Okay. If we drink coffee the first thing in the morning, right, then that stops our liver from actually dumping all the stuff that it cleansed out overnight back into the excretory system. So like peeing it out or releasing it through fecal matter. How do we know the water we drink is free from heavy metals? I'd absolutely suggest a water filtration system, Miss Eden. And sweetener is bad for the liver. Yes, artificial sweeteners specifically are bad for the liver. Thank you for your questions, ladies. I thrive off of questions, so please drop your questions in here. I know it's going to last a little bit longer, but we're gonna work through what's going on for you. And if you have any significant questions, we can address them in a personalized consultation together. Okay, I'll talk about it later. So anyways, so I hope that answered your question, Ms. D. So I'm gonna definitely move on here. Okay, so let's get to it. So Miss Bethany is on the call here. If you're available, Miss Bethany, please unmute yourself. I'd love to hear from you and experience, for the other ladies, like what your experience was from before this liver detox that we did last year. what Miss Bethany had shared was that she was going through a lot of emotional distress. Okay. And she also was disconnected from her body. She was experiencing pains and aches that she didn't quite understand where things were coming from. And she definitely had some digestive issues that were consistent. So a big shift happened when she joined the cleanse that I had back in, I think it was December, or maybe it was a year ago, January.
January.
It was January. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, can you share a bit about what your experience was like after the cleanse? Cause I'd love I'd just love for the ladies to hear about it.
Yeah. My son might jump in and
That's okay.
as well. But yeah, I mean, it completely changed my life, really. Because, you know, I started focusing a lot more about, you know, especially spiritually, thinking about like what goes into my body and then what comes out, not just, you know, in terms of physical, you know, things, but, you know, just in terms of like what I'm creating, what I'm trying to put into the world.
Yeah.
And I noticed a huge change in, you know, I'm an artist, and just the way that I processed through viewing the world, and my routine completely changed.
Yeah.
Because I stopped eating any processed foods, and I realized that that was like a huge shift in, you know, just thinking about like how I'm cooking, and, you know, going to the grocery store and like what foods am I buying, and you know, and also thinking about what I'm feeding my son.
Yeah.
And he's so young that I was like, well, if I'm, you know, when he first started eating solid food, I was like, oh, I'm gonna, you know, cook all of his food myself. And I started doing that, and then I was like, well, why am I not doing that for myself?
Yeah. Yeah.
And and then, you know, I joined your cleanse, and I noticed a huge difference in the way that I felt and the way that I was able to process through my emotional state.
Mm-hmm.
And then it also helped me think about like who are the people that I'm surrounding myself with, and what kind of like verbiage am I, you know, subjecting myself to. And so
Yeah.
it went so much deeper than just food. And you know, it just, yeah, I don't know, it's sometimes it's hard to like put into words, but it really
Yeah.
did just completely change my life. And you know, and then I started gardening afterwards too, and, you know, even thinking about, you know, where the food is coming from and how it's grown.
Yeah.
And so there's so much depth to it, there's so much layers.
Yeah.
You
What
know,
you shared that basil now helps you cook and all of that in the kitchen, and yeah, that's so good. I love that. Oh my gosh, this is like my dream come true, to be honest, is that the children know how to eat for their health, to be honest. Like that is just, and also Miss Bethany, she started and kind of like an art salon social called Breakfast at Bethany's, and where you cook, right? Where you cook this like healthy food and nourishment and give it to the people that show up, right?
yeah, yeah. And I mean, it was sort of inspired by your cleanse as well, you know, that aspect of it, of, you know, what we put into our body, you know, like the idea is, you know, consuming nourishment, consuming love, and then,
Yeah.
you know, being able to spread love and speak love
Yeah.
in, you know, return. So
Yeah. Thank you for sharing.
yeah.
I just love your transformation. I love that your baby's helping you too. Oh, it's so good. All right. So we'll get on to the next strategy to really approach your fertility health, ladies, is it's eating seasonal local foods. Okay. So who goes to the farmer's market? Who buys like fresh produce from like your local community? I want to see a yes in the chat if you do so. I want to know who my people are that are like actively engaged with like, you know, their farmers markets, their local community foods. Okay. Let me know, because this is definitely a big thing out there. Let's see. No, I don't, unfortunately. Okay. Well, yes, but not all the time. Okay. So Yeah, is there anybody else? Miss D, do you, is it Karina? I'm pretty sure it's Karina or Katrina that joined us a little bit later. I'd love to hear from you. I haven't heard from you yet. Sometimes. Okay, cool. Okay. Okay, great. Yeah. So farmers markets are amazing because they literally showcase foods that are local and that are being grown seasonally within your local community. Okay. Now, I went through this experimental phase where I literally taste tested foods from the grocery store and then the farmers market. Ladies, the food from the farmers market I have in the past, but not now. Okay. Hello, Miss Karina George. It's so nice to see you on here. Hi. Okay, always buy organic produce. Yeah, so even in the grocery store, I buy organic produce. But check this out, ladies. I taste tested. I'm all about experimenting, okay? And for Ms. D, I'm a 1-3 profile in my human design right now. So I'm all about experimenting, okay? But the thing is that I taste tested even the organic foods from the grocery store, did not even come close to the flavor and the quality of the food. I taste tested potatoes, okay, like sweet potatoes, russet potatoes, yellow potatoes, all of that did not come close to the flavor, okay? And not just the flavor, but the quality of the nutrition that's coming through into the product itself. So anyways, let's get back to why seasonal local foods matter for the body, ladies, okay? Let's look at your overall fertility health, this umbrella, okay? What we really have to look at, okay? Definitely your mindset, of course, hormones, immune system. You now know about your liver is a key factor. Your overall reproductive system, which is also a byproduct effect from the health of your liver, okay? Your blood, how your blood's doing. For those who are plant-based lifestyle, which I was mostly plant-based lifestyle for the last 5.5 years. I went to vegan for at least 3.5, 4 years. And then I just recently started experimenting with fish to see how my body does. Across the board, I do coach from a mostly plant-based lifestyle, but I still support people in their process of eating animal protein if that's part of their diet. I just want to guide you to the right sources. But your blood is important. Also, your heart space. Is it open? Okay. Is it closed? Right? This is a big factor for spirit to come through your body, is if your heart is open. Your nervous system, ladies. Okay. Your gut health, your epigenetics, which I'm just about to talk about. And then also the environment at which you surround yourself with, like Bethany was saying, the people that you surround yourself with, the conversations that you surround yourself with. So, so these are all big players. So now let's talk about what regulates these systems for us, okay? And I just want to make sure you can see this, this webinar slide that says body clocks. Can you say yes? Put yes in the chat for me. Okay, cool. Okay, great. Thank you so much, Miss Eden. So I'm getting used to it being on your side, right? I usually talk about this in person, not through the webinar. So let's talk about body clocks, okay? Why body clocks are important. Our body goes through many different clocks, okay? And this is because our different systems have different clocks, as in regulatory systems, okay? This, for example, is our kind of like circadian rhythm coupled with metabolism, okay? So during the nighttime, right, our DNA is copied, we make glucose, we make melatonin, we make growth hormone. By 6 in the morning or 6 in the night, anyways, this clock is a bit confusing. It's just cute though, right? We then eat glucose, right, when we wake up, right? Then we go through these other things. We go through DNA repair, and then we make insulin that sustains our energy supply. This is another type of body clock, right? During the middle of the night, we're in our deepest sleep, right? Then our body temperature changes, right? And then when let's see, by like our afternoon or morning, we have the highest level of alertness, right? And then afternoon, fastest reaction time. Later in the day, our cardiovascular strength is the most efficient, right? And then later in the evening, our body secretes melatonin. These are all based off of our natural regulatory systems. And lastly, what I love talking about is the traditional Chinese medicine clock as well. I've always been fascinated with, holistic remedies. And so traditional Chinese medicine and herbs have always been a part of my passion, and also Ayurveda. But this also shows that we operate differently throughout the day, okay? On a clock schedule, it regulates all the other systems in our body. So truly, as women, we cycle. We go through so many cycles in life: birth, death, the first bleed that we have, our emotions that, also as a human species, we're connected to the cycle of the moon. That's why at full moons, there's a lot of crazy things that happen, right? Who can agree with that? The intensity of the moon cycles, right? These are all cycles, okay? And it's because we're designed to live with the rhythms of nature. Okay, our bodies are designed, especially as women, to be in sync with nature and harmonize with nature. And when we're not, disease, reproductive issues, and immune system issues can absolutely manifest in the body, ladies. So, when it comes down to it, nature is perfect, and that is why we are meant to cycle. But what takes us off of it is chemicals, toxins, synthetic medicines, stuff that we put into our bodies, stuff that we surround ourselves with. Even our mindset absolutely throws us off of our natural rhythm. So why seasonal local foods? Is because it works synergistically with our digestion, because our body wants to be in a natural rhythm with the community and the environment around us, okay? So that means that, all of our clocks are wanting to be in sync with the nature, with the community, with the trees, with the land around us, even if you're living in a city, okay? But we're still growing and evolving with the local environment. Our bodies want to evolve with the local environment and the local season. So another thing is that the digestive fire, i.e. metabolism of what we know it as, can turn on or off just depending on different variables, whether it's the season, whether it's the location of where you're at, because obviously London and Ireland, where my ladies are at, Miss Eden, Miss Sam, Miss BN, again, I don't know your name, are going to have different foods and produce than where Miss D is in Southern California, and where Miss Bethany is on the other side of the states. Again, I forgot where you're from, or where you live, babe. But so all of this makes a difference in how our body's metabolism works, okay? So, and another thing that makes a big difference is the food temperature, whether we're drinking ice cold water in the middle of winter, right? And some of us are designed, a percentage of us are designed to really thrive off of that, but a lot of us are also not designed to thrive off of cold water in wintertime, okay? And I go deeper into this with personalized baby body blueprint work, but we're also gonna look at core body temperatures, right? So if your body has a low core body temperature, you're not gonna be digesting as best cold foods, so you're gonna want warm foods, right? So I look at it also from an Ayurvedic perspective. Ayurveda, I've used Ayurveda to heal my body. I got rid of belly fat. I got rid of my bloat. I got rid of gut issues. I don't know if you've tried Ayurveda, but for those who have and have good success, or like any success with it, I'd love to hear about it, because I'm all about Ayurveda. It's always looking at the natural cycles of our bodies and why, to apply certain strategies and practices to eating. So why we eat seasonally, okay, and locally is that it has the most vital nutrients, okay? Now, the foods that are in the grocery store are treated, they are mass produced. Not to say that it's wrong, ladies. It's just that the amount of nutrition that you can get. I remember these food science courses that I took at UC Davis here, tested the different levels of antioxidants and bioavailable nutrition in foods, okay? The amount of vital nutrition that comes from the foods from your local communities, your local farmers market, and the foods that are seasonally grown are the highest amount of energy, the highest amount of nutrition that will fuel your bodies to bring it back into properly aligned health. From a lifelong habits of putting stuff into your body that we got to work on cleansing and clearing out, right? So just to touch on farmers markets again, like tastier than grocery store food. Also, why eating seasonally is that it mediates digestion and your metabolism issues. I don't know if any of you have experimented with eating or drinking like watermelon during the winter time, or even for the ladies that live up north, like how is the quality of the fruit that comes from other places, or grown that's not locally grown? What is the quality of the foods? Have you all experimented with this? Because like I've had like watermelon juice in the middle of winter. My gut started cramping. I couldn't digest my food later in the day. Well, obviously, because watermelon is not meant to be grown during the wintertime. It's a summertime food. Local, like kind of grown around the like kind of equator, right? Or like warmer climates. So also, it's more environmentally friendly to eat seasonally and locally. It benefits the local economy as well. Also, what happens is that when foods are mass produced for, say, like grocery stores and whatnot, there is a post-harvest ripening agent that they add to ripen the foods. Okay. I mean, who's grossed out about that? I'm grossed. I don't know if you've heard about that. Let me know if that's something that you did not know, because this is something that I just came across not too long ago, and I was really grossed out about it. Like also like wax. Who here's heard of like the wax that's on the fruits, right? That they treat afterwards to, yeah, that's horrible, right, Miss Eden? Yeah, they treat foods with wax and just to contain it from going, from over ripening too fast, right? And yet people are eating that. So just grosses me out. So lastly, eating seasonally and locally does sync our body to a natural rhythm. Okay. And that's the take home message that I'd love for you to know. So now let's look at a beautiful client of mine, Miss Sophia. I worked with her both before she got pregnant, through her fertility health, and then as she was pregnant, and even now post-pregnancy as well. She came to me with hormonal issues. Okay. Obviously, she definitely had a lot serious of acne all over her body, major gut issues, cramping all the time, metabolism issues, definitely had some emotional stuff going on, both for her relationship and her family, and exceptionally lethargic all the time. So her and her partner wanted to get off birth control in hopes to get pregnant. So I guided her through that process to get on a more natural birth control regimen that helped regulate her hormones. Okay. And she really got in touch with her body's natural rhythm. So what we did is we looked at her epigenetics, and I'll go into this in just a second, and which basically helped formulate her baby body blueprint. And there's lots of different perspectives that I universalize, I bring in to this baby body blueprint for her. And so it guided her through like more natural hormone balancing practices, right? Introduced intuitive and seasonal eating. She now eats locally through her farmers markets, as well as has a daily cleansing routine ritual as well. And really what her life looks like now, she has this beautiful baby girl, Isabella. Her gut issues are gone, ladies, based off of her eating seasonal local foods. Okay. She is exceptionally vibrant. Oh my gosh. She's just on cloud 9 with her little girl. Her hormones are balanced, like I said. And she's more in balance, right? Because we looked at what her individualized needs were. Okay. We're not all the same. We're not homogenized. We are all different, and we have different needs. And sometimes it's not like the like one shoe fits all type of fad diet out there. Like, oh, people lose weight on keto. Yeah, but again, we don't know the after effects of keto, right? We don't actually, some people are really for fasting. I'm not, because I focus on getting the adrenals. The adrenals are what produce that cortisol during a fast, where people feel freaking amazing, right? And they like get a lot of energy out of it. Well, it's because their adrenal glands are dumping adrenaline and cortisol through the body, through the blood, that pumps them up. But what happens is that that's tapping out your adrenal reserves. Okay. And what is it that we need when we go through delivering a child, ladies? We need adrenaline. Okay. We need adrenaline to help that baby come out of our body. Okay. To tap into that warrior energy that we have. Anyways, I digress. So passionate about this. We have individualized needs, and we're not a cookie cutter society. We are not homogenized. We are individualized, and we need an individual plan to look at our fertility health on a well-balanced approach. Now, let's talk about epigenetics, like what epigenetics is. Epigenetics is it's basically looking at the behaviors and the environment that we surround ourselves with, and how that changes our fertility. Okay, how that impacts our fertility health. Has anybody heard of epigenetics? I'm just curious, because this is it's actually a very simple genetic test that we do, but it looks at, okay, you haven't, Miss Eden. Yeah, epigenetics really looks at different, environmental factors, whether it's your stress, whether it's how you eat, what you eat, the products that you use, and also your genetic heritage. Okay, yes, Ms. D. Yay. Okay, Ms. Janet, you haven't heard of epigenetics. It's looking at, we all are born with a genetic blueprint. Okay, so we got our genetics from our parents, right? Passed down. But then our genetics also can interface with the environment, with this glass of orange water that I'm drinking, with this glass of tomato juice that I'm drinking, right? With the cup of coffee that I had earlier. All of these factors play. It's a very dynamic dance between our genetics and what we surround ourselves with, and also how we surround our like what our lifestyle habits are. So for instance, why I'm passionate about epigenetics for fertility is that it's not just about prior to pregnancy for fertility, but for instance, when a mother is pregnant with child, if she goes through, for instance, exceptional high emotional distress, right, in her home, right, or in her relationship or in her work, that will imprint the genetics that she hands down to the child that's developing in her. And the child is going to be born with certain qualities and characteristics that their genes were altered from based off of what the woman experienced before delivering the child. Does that make sense to everyone? Type yes in the chat, type no. I want to see if you get this, because epigenetics is it's an emerging science that can help with preconception health. I want to know if this makes sense. Yeah. So it's not just in the womb that our choices make a difference, but it's even before. Okay. It's up to 2 years before, ladies. Okay. Another prime example, my mom, she was, let me know if you've heard of this, if this is making sense. Wow, didn't know that, Miss Karina. Okay, have you heard of the book, It Didn't Start With You? I have heard of that book. Yes. Yep. Yeah, so that's transgenerational trauma as well. Like, who knows of families that just kind of hand down that same trauma or that same issue, right? Like, and unfortunately, I've seen this before, right? Mothers, they experience sexual abuse, or fathers, they experience sexual abuse. And then their child or their daughter or their son goes through issues of sexual abuse, right? It's imprinted on the genes. But on the flip side, on a more beneficial note, I'll share something. My mom was highly physically active before she got pregnant with me. Okay. She would play soccer even when she was pregnant with me. And I now, as a 36-year young woman, have a very physically fit body. My muscle tone is fantastic, and I do not even work out. I hardly work out. I just started working out a lot more, but I do yoga and stuff like that, but not like hardcore. I don't have to do anything to get my muscles right back in shape. And that's because the genetics that my mother had to hand down to me were of prime physical fitness shape. And so that's why my muscles have the capacity to be as toned as they are. So that's just another example of how epigenetics, the genetics of where we're at right now and how we interface with our environment, makes a lasting difference on our child and the future generation, even the future generations to come. Epigenetic influences make a drastic impact 3 generations and even beyond from now. not even our just children, our children's children. Anyways, I love epigenetics. I geek out. I'm a scientist at heart, man. Okay, so let's talk about the last strategy is your intuitive fertility health. All right, so, you know, what really goes on for women, at least my experience in my life, and I don't know who can agree with me, is that we're constantly striving to be this strong, successful woman, right? We're trying to like show up in our life, right? Agreed, right? Miss Eden, yeah, trying to show up and be strong and accomplish so much. Ever since the 20s, when women got into the workforce, Rosie the Riveter, right? We can do this. And yes, we can literally do anything. Okay. However, what happens is that when we don't balance our body, we get too much in our head. And what happens with that is that there's so much energy from our physical body that's then shunted to our headspace that then our body cannot relax in order to get pregnant. Okay. So when we're too much in our head, right, we disconnect from our body and we have no idea what's going on down there. We have no idea what's going on at all. It's just more so that we follow this kind of homogenized belief system. Again, I'm kind of stereotyping things, but the whole thing about fad diets or even supplements, ladies, for those who are all into supplements like me, we believe that this supplement or this thing can work, this other outside influence, when really it's yourself and it's you knowing the right wisdom to heal your body, using food and herbs and water as medicine. Okay. It's simple. Your fertility health can be simple, but it takes patience and it takes getting involved, okay, and listening to your body and how your body's trying to speak to you and what it's trying to say. Okay, it's essential for your fertility health, ladies. So what does not listening to your body look like? Chronic health issues, digestive and hormonal and immune issues. It also looks like nutritional depletion. Last summer, there was a friend of mine who went on a 30-day juice fast because her belief system was in order to ascend, and I don't know if you all know what that term means, but in order to become fully conscious and angelic like, right, you have to go on a 30-day juice fast in order to do so. And so I kind of believed that, right? So what happened is I started on a juice cleanse, a fast, to try to see how my body would do for 30 days. And day 3.5, I go over to my friend Vita's house. I walk over to some chips and salsa, and as I'm putting a chip into my mouth, I literally am like, oh my gosh, I'm on a juice cleanse. And I like take the chip out of my mouth, and my friends are looking at me like, and they're really into learning about body cues. They're like, that looked like your body guiding you to nutrition that your body needed. So here's two things I'd like you to see. It was my mind that told me that I needed to go on that juice fast for 30 days as long as possible to heal my body. Do you see that? So my mind decided as a belief system that that's what I needed to do. But my body drove me. It took me to consume food, right? It needed food. It literally guided me to put a chip in my mouth. We are not all of our headspace. This is not who we are. Our body is literally what will guide us to true fertility health, ladies. And it takes, again, practicing different things to do so. So we're going to jump into that after this slide. So again, not listening to your body guides you also into the wrong place at the wrong time. It also guides you into not having satisfaction in life, not being happy when you lay your head down at the end of the day. Okay. All right. So I'd love to introduce to you some fertility health tests. Okay. These are from I've worked with many different naturopaths, but one specifically a fertility naturopath that I've worked with before in Orange County. And so there's 3 different types of intuitive health tests we're going to do, and they all are based off of muscle testing. Who here has heard of muscle testing? Who practices muscle testing? Are you with me? I'd love to hear from you, ladies. We're almost through this, and I just thank you for your presence and your patience. Miss Eden, yes, no. Miss Janet hasn't heard about muscle testing. Oh, we're going to talk about it, girlfriend. Miss Karina, yay. Okay, we're gonna get you some wisdom, some tools. Anybody else on the line? Miss Sam, Miss BN, how you doing? Miss Bethany, Miss D. I'm sure that Miss D has heard about it. We're in the same kind of circle of learning about your body. Miss Sam, okay, good. I'm so glad that some of you have not heard about muscle testing for health, like taking action on your health. I'm so happy to hear that. Okay, so let me know where you're at, and I'm just going to, I gotta look to see if I'm going to be in queue or not. Okay, great. Okay, so I'm gonna stand up because I love teaching, and this is just how I teach. So, all right, so now there's gonna be 2 different tests. You can do this where you're sitting, okay? Now the finger intuitive fertility test means that we're gonna pull our fingers, okay? So now I want everybody to kind of make this sign with your fingers, okay? Do this right in front of you where you're at. Now turn your right hand down, or one of your hands down, so it's like perpendicular to the other, so it looks like this, okay? Now open up your fingers and interlock them like this. Okay, so I took my 2 fingers, I rotated one down, and I pulled them together like this, okay? Now I want you to squeeze, like hold your fingers as tight as possible when you're trying to break them open, okay? So now what I want you to do is kind of have some calibration questions that you ask yourself. Now, or statements, say, so for instance, Miss Eden, right? You're gonna say, my name is Eden, and you're gonna try to pull your fingers apart, but you're not, like, try to hold them as strong as possible. As you're saying, you know, my name is Karina, my name is Sam, right? You're gonna try to pull the fingers apart without letting them break, okay? Try to hold it as strong as possible and not let it break, okay? So I'm gonna say it and you can follow me. My name is Christiane, right? So as I pull, my fingers are not gonna break. But if I say my name is Eden, then my fingers break. Say something else like, you know, I live in Alaska, right? I live in Sacramento, California. Yes, that is correct for me. This is my truth. This is your muscles agreeing that this is your truth, ladies. We're talking about how your physical body muscles can show, ask different statements to yourself, okay? I live in Arkansas, right? I have a purple cat. Actually, I have a cute dog, but anyways, so try to pull your fingers together by saying like true and false statements, okay? Now, does everybody get this? Please type yes if you're understanding this, or if you're understanding, if you're interpreting this, if you're getting this. I want to know where my ladies are at with this, kind of. Okay, Eden, okay. How about you, Miss Janet? Whoa, this is Miss Bethany. Whoa, this is crazy. Yes, okay, good. Miss Sam, okay. Okay, please let me know where you're at. I definitely want to hear Miss Janet, Miss Bien. So basically, Miss Eden, is that when, okay, cool. Okay, so it's, your muscles are going to go limp when you are saying a statement that is incorrect for you, okay? That's the point of this, okay? Your muscles will stay strong when it's your truth. It's the same concept that people use when they're using like a lie detector, right? It's, I know, again, the science behind it, I have no idea, but it's more so that the lie detector like measures the way that the muscles contract to pump the blood through the body, right? Muscle contraction, muscle contraction. When you're telling the truth, it's slow. When somebody's telling the lie or something that's false, it goes fast, right? Same concept. We're working with your muscles. Okay, so let's go into the next one. Now this one, you may want to stand up, ladies, okay? Stand on up if you can, if you'd like, okay? Now we're gonna do another practice called the leaning, or the tilt of the body practice, okay, or test. So the leaning test. So now just stand with your knees a little bit kind of bowed, you know, so you're not standing like peg-legged, you know, but like separated, you know, shoulder width, you know, where you're at. And usually I close my eyes for this. So then I ask a question, and again, how this applies, you can apply this for food, right? So for instance, like I definitely do not eat steak. But so when I ask myself, like, my body wants a piece of steak right now. Do you see how I just fell backwards? Okay, I'm going to ask again. I'm going to ask another question. My body wants water right now. Okay. It's pulling me that way. Okay. Now, this, again, my body wanting water is saying, yes, I'm being pulled towards that thing. My heart is opening, right? When I'm saying my body wants a steak, I'm literally wanting, I don't, yeah. I'm falling backwards because that is a no. My body's literally saying no. Okay. So 3 options of this type of test. You fall forward when the statement is true for you, right? My body wants a can of garbanzo beans right now. It's not being pulled that way. It's actually not in season. That's the reason why too, probably, most likely. But my body does not want a can of garbanzo beans. It didn't say no, right? But it stood right in the middle, right? Which means that it's not like super inspired to have some garbanzo beans right now. And I know this is like a random thing to talk about, but I'm like, okay, so my body wants water, right? And again, leave your mind aside. Let your mind rest, okay? Let it go. Listen to your body. My body wants water right now. Okay. Ask other statements for yourself. And let me know who's getting this. I want to make sure that you all know this. Yes, no. Type into the chat. I will go over it a little bit more, and I'll also move on to the next one. I want to know. Let me know, ladies. Let me know, queens. Are you getting it? Yes, Miss Sam. Yay. Okay, cool. Awesome. Okay, great. Okay, so this is like your body leaning and being pulled. Okay, Miss Janet. Yes. Okay, great. Yay. I'm so happy. Okay, great. And so with the same concept too, you can stand there, you can sit there, whatever you'd like. Oh, I'm not here to undress. There's also the expansion test as well. Okay, so when you close your eyes and you ask a question, you're like, you know, my body wants food, or even my body wants to go to the beach right now, right? Ask, but close your eyes and feel into your body. Now your gut may expand open when it's a yes. Okay, your heart may expand open when it's a yes. You may feel when it's a yes, it's like you're getting lit up, right? You're getting happy, right? Your body's kind of doing an inner happy dance. But when it's a no, like ask yourself questions like, you know, my body, I was like, I want to go on a 5-mile hike right now. Okay, my body just like did this. It just clenched, it contracted. Is anybody experiencing these like contractions, like kind of this, like ask yourself like radical questions, like I want to go hike the Himalayas right now, right? Or do something that you want to do. I want to go get a massage right now, right? Do you all feel how your body can expand and contract with this type of expansion test? I'd like to know, I'd like to hear what your experience was. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So how do we do with all of these? I want to hear like, you know, what your experience was like, not as strong as the other two. Okay, Sam, yeah. So practice the different ones that work for you. I literally use all of them. Which one worked for you? The finger, the leaning, or the expansion test, ladies? I want to hear which one you like the most. Because some people work differently, and I really want to know what is serving the people that I'm teaching. Expansion test, great, Miss Eden, lovely. You can practice that expansion test on anything, like whether or not your body wants to go to a party this weekend or not, or whether or not you want to just have some downtime to yourself. Your body is going to share with you the correct decision. Okay. So again, let's trust your body. Again, ladies, we have to learn to listen to trust your body. The finger test. Okay, cool. Okay, Miss Sam, lovely. So these are ways that you can trust your body again, okay? And remember that life is literally an experiment. Please keep trying and trying these different tools, okay? But it does take leaning in and listening to your body. I always recommend, people to get to know how their body does when it comes to different foods, to different things that they choose, whether or not they did the intuitive, practice or not. But like, for instance, like when you eat certain foods, how does your body react? Oh, just to inform you too, it is 11:29. I know we got started a little bit later. So I'd say maybe another 10 more minutes or so, 15 at the most. I hope you ladies can stay with me because I'll be giving out some free stuff and some insights soon. So take a journal as to what these different types of foods do for you, because this is how you learn what your body's needs are, okay? And of course, I do go over a baby body blueprint with the work that I do with my clients. I really wanted to share my journey with you, okay? I already shared with you that I had herpes. I got rid of it, but I also went through a really intense period of major hormonal acne, major hormonal issues. I was completely lethargic. I literally was like flatlined in my bed because I did not listen to my body, ladies. Okay. And then that drove me to emotionally eat. I had gut issues. My dog had gut issues because I was going through so much emotional stuff that she was going through it. And I spent, again, thousands of dollars on supplements, and that's not necessary. So now I wake up ridiculously early. I've completely lost my belly fat, I work out. I'm exceptionally happy right now. And really, like, I do radiate, I glow. But it took a lot of trial and error for the work that I had to go through in order to really show up for myself so that I can teach you. So really, again, just to reiterate your take-home strategies, ladies, our healthy liver is the key to your fertility. Seasonal and local eating to resync to your body's natural rhythm so that you can, get pregnant. And also to listen and to trust your body with your intuitive cues, with the experimenting with it, but getting back into your body. So like, can you let me know, like, if this has resonated for you? I would love to hear if this has helped you. Like, I would love to know. Type in yes, type in, if it was good for you. I'm always looking at helping and expanding the education that I can bring to ladies out there. And just remember, it comes down to you practicing this. Okay. So just get involved with your own body's process, because, the last thing I want for you is to not be able to get pregnant when it is that you want to. Okay. Yes, didn't realize how important the liver was. Beautiful, Jenna. I'm so grateful that you've learned that. If that can be the one take home I can give you, please, like, take it on as like your liver health is like optimal for you to process. And again, all the other organs are going to be affected based off of the health of your liver. Okay. There is a strategy to approach the health of your liver. I'm going to include it in the take home about the tips that I'm going to give you. Okay. Definitely about the liver. I didn't know how important it was to fertility. Absolutely. How do you know when your liver is functioning healthy? Well, again, if you have any chronic illnesses, chronic issues, fatigue, hormonal issues, thyroid issues, this is an exacerbation of the liver holding on to and retaining any viruses, any bacteria, any metals that have now been distributed throughout the body, then are affecting other organs. The liver is literally the key to the rest of the body's health. So that's how you know if it's functioning correctly or not. So anyways, yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. It's been so nice. We'll for sure look to go to the farmer's market. Okay, good. Yeah, experiment with the different foods and whatnot. I absolutely love teaching ladies about like the different foods and whatnot that can heal their body. And it's not just seasonal produce, it's local produce, but it's also how your body, like what your unique body needs are. You know, we don't always know these things until they're brought to our attention. And so really, you know, I want to move on and just transition a little bit because, you know, I'm going to be able to offer, you know, some guidance to make a big difference for you in the work that I do, you know, whether it's just through this webinar that you take all this home, or if you want to continue doing work with me, you can get some clarity on your specific baby body blueprint needs. And for me, like, I mean, I've worked with coaches before and whatnot and guides, and really I don't do the work unless I actually have accountability with somebody else. And so I'm able to go deeper a lot more with my clients when it comes to showing up and actually getting engaged, getting involved, and actually integrating the work and the guidance. So really, I've kind of demystified a lot of this like intuitive fertility health stuff. And with, you know, the guide that I'm going to be sending and emailing you out, it's going to be these fast track fertility health tips, you know, going over all the tips that I talked about today, and being able to share what can improve your fertility health. Okay. So now I really invite you to, where you're at right now, just drop back into that intention of where you started off with this webinar, in hopes that, you're welcome, Miss Janet, in hopes that, you know, this wisdom can really help you with your life and get you into that fertility baby body that you want. Okay. So you're definitely going to not only change your life, but you're going to change the life of your future generations and what's to come, and the future of your children as well. The work that I do, truly, you know, I am offering this free fertility consultation. The work that I am doing basically creates a unique blueprint when it comes to what your individualized needs are. Okay, we're all very different. We all need, you know, sometimes it takes an observer to actually see from an outsider's perspective what's really blocking us from getting to the goals and getting to the things that we really want to accomplish. And so my fertility consultations as of right now are free. I am offering that the first 5 on this call, which there's a little bit more of you ladies on this call, have a receive a 15-minute intro baby body blueprint. So it's about a 15-minute reading. I do need your birth date, time, and location. And this dives deep specifically into how you can use your body to feel into what's properly in alignment for you or not. Okay. So, you know, what this call is really for is for those who are ready to create a different approach to their fertility. You know, I do have a lot of wisdom that I can share that just basically are not just the simple take a pill, take a medication, get your body back into shape. Well, it does take time, and I'm here to guide, you know, people through that are ready for that journey. So I am holding calls for the rest of the week. So if you're interested, absolutely scan this. I can also put the link as well in the chat. So I'm gonna do that now. You know, I really hope that I can do work with whoever ladies that are interested in really taking a new approach on to their fertility health. And again, it does take some time. You know, these aren't novel approaches. Like, you know, I mean, who here has learned something, right? Miss Eden, Miss Sam, Miss Janet, like, this is all different approaches, right, to your fertility health. So let me just go into what we go over for the fertility health consultation. We do individualize your specific fertility health needs. Again, everyone's different. We touch on and explore epigenetic preconception health. And so we basically look at, you know, what that is and how it can apply to you and your fertility health right now. And we really look at also, you know, how to fast track your fertility with everything that we've gone over today, but then also what is possible for you as well. Okay. So I'd love to share with you a little bit about a previous client here.
So I've always been super interested in nutrition, but you know, even though I have a million supplements in my cabinet, I've never really known exactly what supplements I actually need. So going through my epigenetics with Christiane, I was able to find out what nutrients I should be taking and what kind of nutrients, and even some lifestyle habits that I can change to feel better and be healthier for my growing baby.
Awesome. So yeah, awesome, Miss Eden. Yay. Okay, great. Yeah, I mean, honestly, this 15-minute, the free intro to the Baby Body Blueprint is amazing. I just want to say that. I'm not biased about my work, but it's something that will be a complete game changer. So I really do hope that I can help you. And what I love about Miss Sophia's journey is that, you know, once she was able to conceive and give birth, she has an exceptional amount of energy to be a mother right now. And the beautiful thing is, after looking at her epigenetic health report, her Baby Body Blueprint is what I call it, but I also expand, of course, is that she also was able to have an abundance of milk supply for her baby too. What epigenetics does is it not only assesses how your genetics work within the environment, as well as the foods that you consume, but it also talks about how you can support your body for pregnancy and to also sustain, you know, your health as a mother for yourself and for your child as well.
So I think I was really.
Oh, I don't know what happened there. So really, you know, where I'm at, ladies, I'm just about to wrap up this call. Miss Janet, Miss Sam, you know, Miss Eden and Miss Bethany and Dee and BN and Karina. It's really been, I mean, just a true pleasure to work with you today, at least to just give you some new wisdom to consider, to think about. You know, I'm really here for you. Okay. And this consultation will really just touch on if it's something that you want to do and want to move forward with, and getting serious about your fertility health. So, you know, I'm here for you. And again, I've put the link in the chat. You know, all you have to do, I have a couple more sessions available for the rest of this week. I want to get started on things as soon as possible with you. So at this point, you know, if you haven't made a decision to do so, please go ahead and do so and make it happen. And I definitely hope to see you on this free fertility consultation call, so we can also get you your intro Baby Body Blueprint as well. And, you know, really, you know, thank you so much, Miss Eden. I definitely hope to connect with you. Oh, and also for those two, thank you so much, Miss Sam. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, for those who are interested also in the fertility cleanse, please let me know, because it's going to be something that we're going to be doing here very shortly. So specifically focus on, okay, Miss Eden, yep. Specifically focusing on, you know, cleansing for your fertility, because again, it does take time in advance to do so. So yeah, so really, you know, I know it's been a long session, but I'm here for you. If you have any brief questions, and if you have more personalized individual ones, let's jump on a consultation. And I hope that you all ladies have really enjoyed it, you know, and can move past any of those little voices in your head that say, meh. If you have an inkling to really expand upon your knowledge, thank you, Miss Karina. It's been a pleasure to even just guide you through some of this wisdom. Please stay connected. You know, I'm really here for you, ladies. And I guess I'll stop this share so you can see my face again. But I really am here for you. And I hope that this wisdom has at least inspired you to expand and learn a bit more about, you know, what is really important well in advance for your fertility health. Because last thing I want is for a woman to feel like their body isn't doing what they need when it comes to bearing a child. Okay. So I'm really here for you, and all the wisdom. Please stay connected. You know, sign up for that consultation. Thank you so much, Miss B. And I don't even know your name, but I'm going to call you B. Yeah, I hope it's been insightful and all that, and bless your hearts. Yeah, you know, from my heart to yours, many blessings. And again, I'll drop that link one more in the chat. And, you know, oh, actually, no, that was not the right link. I'm going to drop the right link in the chat. Oh, gosh, sorry about that, ladies. So just in case you need that, I'll make sure that you have it right on hand, so you don't have to do the whole scanning thing and all that. But There you go. So that books to the consultation, that link. And yeah, I definitely, you know, and I mean, even as we're wrapping up here, you know, for those who want to go, please feel free. But I would love to know, like, what were your favorite topics? I got the liver for sure, but other than that, you know, was the muscle testing insightful for you? Like, and you can unmute yourself if you'd like. I'd love to hear. Many blessings to you all. Thank you so much for joining me. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to, gosh, okay. I got you the link. I guess I was direct messaging somebody. Oh man, sorry about that, ladies. Okay, yeah, so Miss D, come check it out. But yeah, I'd love to hear, like, you know, what were your favorite topics and all of that. You know, I'm really on a mission to help guide women. Miss Karina, I'd love to hear from you if you're available. I've been connecting with you on social media for some time. Ms. B, muscle testing was cool. Okay, cool. Yay. I know, I'm surprised that, where are you? I'm surprised that, yeah, I mean, like, you know, whatchamacallit, naturopaths use that for fertility health. So yeah, I'd love to connect with you further. Seems like nobody's really popping off to chat, but thank you so much. Yes, talk to you soon, Ms. D. Hope to see you on that consultation. Looking forward to it. Miss Karina, would love to connect with you as well. Yes, we have, and looking forward to connecting more. Yes, beautiful. All right. Well, thank you for joining. Ms. B, thank you for joining from London. I know it's late over there. Bless your heart. And just look out for that email with all the content afterwards, as well as the replay, okay? Many blessings. Namaste.